How are you all doing? So good to be with you again. And this time we are going to be making egg nests. Yeah, egg nests. All we will need is cabbage, carrots, some spring onions, eggs. This is corn flour, some salt and black pepper. Now this would make us a very good breakfast because we don't need a lot and yet we can make ourselves some really nice breakfast at home. Now I'm going to chop up my vegetables. What I'm using is spring onions, some carrots, cabbage, salt, corn flour, or what we call maize flour, that should be able to make us our egg nests. Thank you so much, subscribers. Thank you so much, viewers. Thank you for telling friends and together building this easy to cook at home meals. Special shouts go out to Grace and Makula, my brother. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Thank you, friends all over the world that have not yet been reflected on board. I hope we enjoy making ourselves this breakfast because it's easy, it is quick. As you can see, I'm trying to make myself some breakfast. You can hear the kettle in the background. I'm trying to make breakfast. I'm cutting my spring onions into long strands because the nest, as you know, should be, the birds when they are making their nests they use grass. So we are trying to mimic that. Now, if you have your spring onions or you have your leek, you can use that one to give us that impression of grass. See how mine has come out? It is long strand, long cutting or long slices. Now when you're done cutting them up like this, you can put them in a bowl. We are going to mix all this together after. I woke up, I had eggs and I was wondering what can I do with my eggs. And then I thought we could do nests. So you do the same to your carrot. You just slice off the edges and then you slice into small, as thin as you can get. Small, thin, long cuttings. You will see how I do mine at the end. But right now I'm trying to slice my one carrot into long, thin cuttings. Guys, I did not use a grater because I'm doing the egg nests. I need my carrots sliced so small and thin, but yet long slices. So please do not use a grater, use a knife and just go easy like this. You get them. Now, the reason why we don't need to grate is because we are going to do bird nests or egg nests, a mimic of that as the birds do it. Remember, we are being creative. See how mine look? Now, we cannot mimic nests when we have grated our carrots. They'll come out shorter and barely visible. So what you're going to do is try and invest. It's just one carrot. Take the time, please slice them into thin, long strands. Do them over and over until you get these long, thin cuttings. You will get it once we've finished making the final product. That's why we actually did this. The birds in the wild use grass, and that grass doesn't come short. Not all of it does. So when they are doing their nests, they use that long grass to knit their nests. So that's what we are trying to mimic today for our breakfast, or if you want to call it brunch. Now my carrots are done, as you can see. I put them in the bowl where my spring onions are. And then time for my cabbage. Cabbages are very good, guys. They are rough edges. They help you when it comes to going to the toilet if you're constipated. So you may be wondering why I use them most of the time, but it's because of those different properties they have and the things that you can do with them. Now I'm also trying to shred my cabbage to a thin, long kind of setting, like the bird's nest. It's long, because after that I'll mix them to the other bowl. And as you have seen, I don't have a big cabbage, I just have a small one. So you stay encouraged that even when you have a small cabbage at home, you can have an amazing breakfast, even with the least amounts of ingredients. So my cabbages are in there. As you can see, they are thin. You need that grater to slice them long and thin. As you can see mine in the bowl. Now I'm making breakfast for 4, so I don't know how many you're making for, but because I'm making for 4, I'm mixing my cabbages, mindful of the 4 servings, and my carrot, mindful of the 4 servings. Now if you're one, you can just use what you see you will be able to finish, because this will be feeling breakfast or brunch, whatever you call it. Now my cabbages and carrots are done slicing. See how thin and long my cuttings are for the cabbage. So when you're grating, you grate them to a way that is still long for your nests. Now I'm putting some bit of salt. This is just a little bit to taste. And then I'm going to mix. This is to make sure my carrots mix well with the spring onions and cabbage, so that every serving will have a bit of everything. See how the colors are trying to blend? Now once you're happy with the way they've mixed up, then you can go ahead and work on the eggs. The nest should really look colorful, even as it goes down. Now I'll put my seasoned cabbage and carrot plus onions, spring onions on the side, then I'll break my eggs. Now here I'm looking to remove the whites and then put the yolks separate, removing the white and leaving the egg yolks intact. I'm going to use 4 egg yolks and 4 eggs, because I have 4 servings. So if you have 1 serving, you go ahead and use 1 egg. If you have 2 servings, 2 eggs. Remember, we are mimicking egg nests. So if you find yourself in a restaurant and this is served, you can make it at home as well. Now I'm going to take out my egg yolks and put them in a different bowl for later use. And then I'll work with the egg whites first. To take them out easily without making a mess, you just scoop it out with a spoon and then shake it a bit. It will come with just the yolk and leave the white behind. So I'm taking out just the yolks. You can do the same at home. They'll have their time when we are somewhere with our nests. You can use your hands to do this, or you can use a spoon, as long as you are careful not to mix the white with the yolk. Once you're able to do that, see how we've separated the yolks from the whites. Now I'll put my egg yolks, I'll put the egg yolks away and then bring back my cabbage and carrots, mix them together. Then I'll add in my corn starch or corn flour, whatever it is you're going to be using. You can use corn starch if it's what you have, or corn flour. I'm going to use corn flour, what in Uganda we call posho, what in Kenya you call ugali flour. Yeah, that's the one I'm going to use. I'll use a spoonful to help as a bonding factor for my nests. And then I'll mix this. You just make sure it's mixed thoroughly, because it will help to bond. The corn flour will help to bond your nests. And then I'll put some black pepper, but if you have white pepper, go ahead and use it. Remember, we finished putting our salt, so now I'm putting my black pepper. You can put quarter a teaspoon or half a teaspoon of black pepper for those of you who enjoy it. Now this is how my mixture will look. Just have to establish that my black pepper is all over the place, so that every bite has a bit of it. Now this is good. Time for me to get my frying pan and fry. Is warm enough. I need to put oil. Here you can use, depending on how many nests you're going to be making. If you're using a non-stick pan, it doesn't have to be a lot. Like about 40 mils would do, or 30, or you can even use 20, depending on how many egg nests you're going to be making. You let your oil heat up. And then you put one nest at a time. That means you need to be able to divide your servings very well, so that you can be able to make the nests that you want. Now I want 4, so I'll put the first one and create a hole in the middle. The hole is for my yolk that is coming up. I'm trying to make 4 nests. Now this should cook for about 2 minutes, then you flip. Make sure you've created a hole in the middle. Dipped my egg nests. Time for me to put the yolks. My heat is really low to help me not burn my nest. You put one egg to every hole that you created and give it time to get ready. Now to do this, we are going to reduce the heat and cover. Then give time to our nests to simmer and get ready. Now time to check on our eggs, see how they are doing. I like the color, so let's see down at the bottom how it looks. I'm going to flip this, but careful not to spill my yolk. Then I'll do the same to the next one. I'm doing this to ensure my egg is ready in the middle, because I want the yolk ready. I let it sit for about 2 minutes or a minute, and then I take it off. My egg should be ready in the middle and then ready for serving. That is how my egg nests will look. I can finish them off by putting some red on there, or you can use tomato ketchup. This will give a good color and bring an appetite to your meal. Remember, my servings are for 4, so everything I'm doing is mindful that I'm having 4 people who are going to eat. You put some tomatoes and then sprinkle some salt, and there you have it. Your brunch would be ready, or your breakfast would be ready. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. Until next time, God bless and bye-bye.